Many of you are already making your 4th of July plans, probably including some kind of fireworks show. But do you know how those fireworks happen? That's this week's Sunday Science with Kat Villanzoni. Good morning.
Well, Julie, as you might imagine, there is a lot of science behind those eye-popping displays that dazzle us each year. We spoke with the North Star Fireworks pyrotechnics experts to learn how it's done. As thousands of people each year watch Burlington's annual fireworks extravaganza from the waterfront or their homes, out on the barge on the lake, the pyrotechnics at North Star Fireworks are making that show happen with a lot of coordination and science.
Most fireworks are a shell, which looks something like this.
Those shells have fuses, which are attached to a leader, a tube of black powder connected to the propellant on the bottom. That's the first explosion you'll hear, sending the shell from the mortar into the air. Then, time fuses burn towards the gunpowder in the center and set off another explosion that shatters the shell. When the firework bursts, the streams of color that you see shooting through the sky are actually these balls here called stars, burning as they go through the air. Now, a shell is filled with those, which means when it explodes, it sends them in every direction. And that's why wherever you're standing during a fireworks show, it looks like they're coming at you. And what you see depends on the chemicals in the stars: bariums, sodiums, other metals, all of which bring out different effects.
I like to explain these stars as everlasting God stoppers, because you know how they have different layers? These have different layers in them, and so as they burn through, they'll change colors on you. For the more specialized fireworks, they need other designs. These are a different type of star. They're actually for the cross sets. If you've seen the ones that break and then break again, that's what these are right here. And so I'm seeing down here, it looks like we have a smiley face here. Is that how they make the specific patterns in the fireworks that we see in the air sometimes? Yep, so instead of having a bunch of little stars like this, you would actually have something that looks like this. So when the burst charge explodes, it actually throws the stars in a pattern, and that's how you get smiley faces. How high the fireworks go is determined by the size of the shell, about 100 feet for each inch. They're made in China. Swenson says what's in the fireworks hasn't changed much over hundreds of years, but the method of firing them has. Instead of manually lighting them, most larger shows are set off electronically from panels. With the flick of the switch, they can fire the shells instantaneously. It's also safer because you can be upwards a couple hundred feet away. Your timing's better because when you need a shell, you just fire it. And once they're out on the barge, if the science works, it's showtime, setting off a dazzling display to take your breath away. Oh, isn't that impressive?
That is really neat. I loved how they talked about gobstoppers. Anybody who remembers that candy.
Yes,
we all do. It gives you such a good visual of understanding how that works.
Definitely. And if you're wondering, after the show, they actually do an inspection on the barge to make sure there aren't any duds or shells that actually did go off. And they also check for some loose debris as well.
Wow, that may be the coolest Sunday Science ever.
Yeah, that's so cool and so timely, of course, because we have this fireworks coming in just a few days.